Sleeping in the car, day 3. It's actually not as bad as you think. I'm going to get some coffee. We'll start after that.
Waking up to the W124 for the 3rd consecutive morning, it was time for our second and final day in Spain. By now, one thing had become really clear, and that is that raising the suspension and fitting proper off-road tires to Opa Gerhard hadn't just changed the way that he looked, it totally changed what he was capable of. Morocco's soft dunes still lay ahead, but here the roads were hard and rocky and relentlessly corrugated. Dropping the tire pressure kind of helped soften the punishment before it traveled through the chassis and eventually up our spines. Dust found its way into absolutely everything. Yet, as dusty as Spain already seemed, we still had no idea what awaited us across that border. People often tell me that they could never do a trip like this because it's too much driving, too much sitting in the car. But I don't think that's really it. You see, every bend reveals another landscape, another mountain, another moment that you probably never will experience again. Driving isn't the boring part. It's how you get from one unforgettable moment to the next. Our route took us through Andalusia and passing close to the Sierra Nevada. Those were just incredibly beautiful to behold. And seeing snow on Spain's highest peaks while the sun was pouring down onto our heads was quite an unreal feeling.
Wow. Whew. What a freaking beautiful place this is. It was a very quick consideration whether we maybe try and drive up there, but I think we'll reserve that for another day.
While Opa Gerhard seemed completely at home on these roads, Jacob's BMW was beginning to show the scars of the previous days. Both of his front dampers had now already started leaking oil, quite badly. Dust had worked its way into just about every moving part as well. The brakes had now begun squeaking terribly, a soundtrack that we'd hear for the next 2 weeks. And if anybody knows what's causing that rattle near the rear of the Mercedes, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. These Comforsa CF1100s have completely won me over. This was already my second rally on them and they've earned every bit of my trust. I wanted to get BF Goodrich, but they were a bit too expensive. Seriously, these have just been absolutely surreal, which says a lot considering Opa Gerhard's standards.
Okay, now I've got to run all the way down there. Taxi!
Hey boss, are you going down there?
Weinberg?
Even with strengthened T-model steel wheels, we still managed to bend 3 of the 6 wheels that we brought. That gives you an idea of just how brutal these roads actually were.
can see that there are diverse pieces of material hanging from the bottom of Jacob's car.
And the reason for that was simply ground clearance. Every dip became an obstacle, while Opa Gerhard simply carried on. After hundreds of dusty kilometers, we finally reached smooth tarmac again and headed towards Almería. The BMW probably breathed a bit of a sigh of relief, but Marcus and I, we were becoming more and more impressed with Mercedes by the hour. I kept thinking the harshness of this trip would eventually expose some weaknesses. I couldn't have been more wrong. Actually, it did exactly the opposite. More about that in another film. Crossing the Viaducto de Huyachar, we drove between towering sandstone formations carved by wind and water over probably thousands of years. It really looked incredible, and it felt like nature, in a way, was kind of preparing us for Africa.
Okay, so we are about to get on the ferry. It's going to be another 6 or 7 hours to get to Melilla, which is still Spain on the other side in Africa, and then cross the border at, I think it's Nado, something like that. Yo, so many cars here. Holy moly, check this out. You can do whatever you think is good with the car, but unless you take it out into the territory, you're not going to know. And for us, the last 2 days have been sort of a test to see if Opa Gerhard, the 36-year-old Mercedes-Benz that now has like nearly 2,500, 3,000 kilometers more on the clock, would actually be able to do the trip. And taking it off-road for the first time, that was like the biggest challenge, just to see, is it actually going to last? Is it going to work? Is the suspension set up? And everything that we thought would be good, is it actually good? And is it going to be good for Morocco? We thought if anything should break, then it should break now so that we can fix it and be ready for Morocco. It has just been exceptionally faithful, so incredible. We really, we have a machine here. De Wildeveld. You guys are probably wondering, what is De Wildeveld? Well, De Wildeveld is an accommodation, a very beautiful, natural, high-class accommodation, 5-star accommodation that friends of mine have started in South Africa. A beautiful farm, piece of nature that they've reworked into a place of tranquility and beauty where people can just go and relax. You can check out either De Wildeveld or Ronderberg Farms on Instagram, especially Ronderberg Farms, and you'll see some of the accommodation over there. I've been doing some work for them, and I know the person is just lovely people, a really amazing place. If you're ever in South Africa and you want to just like escape everything and go and have a beautiful time, then that is where you want to go.
Looking back now, Spain was a great adventure, but it wasn't the ultimate adventure. It was the introduction, because once these ferry doors opened, everything changed.
Querida, no sé por